Alrighty, well, holy crap, you guys. Actually just sent my letter of resignation into WestJet, and I promised my husband that I would document some of this to, to remember this, and also just to kind of share how I'm feeling and what's going on in our world and why this is happening. This has been something that has kind of been in the works with us for quite some time. I've been sitting on it for quite a few weeks now, actually quite a few months now. Heck, actually a couple of years, to be completely honest. Once I returned to WestJet after having a family, I think I've always kind of struggled trying to, sort of maneuver this and just get comfortable flying again. So it's kind of been a tough transition. As any mom knows, when you try and go back to work after kids. And I think because we travel full time, and my heart is just home with my kids. So I've struggled in that aspect. So any of you moms that return to work, especially flying, my heart is with you. That's tricky. I struggled with that one for sure. I've talked a little bit about the fact that I had postpartum after Emerson when I returned to the skies. So I actually almost resigned returning from mat leave from Emerson, actually. And WestJet is such an amazing company that they worked with me. And I went through quite a bit of counseling. I worked with a psychologist. I am so grateful for all of that because it really actually opened up a whole lot of soul searching for me, a whole lot of deeper getting to the root of the problem. And one of the things that my psychologist said that I'll never forget, he was like, make sure that when and if you do leave WestJet, that it's something that you are making for the right decisions. My last day before seeing the psychologist, when I actually thought I was going to resign, was not pleasant. I was having really bad panic attacks and kind of freaking out. I was just feeling really lost and struggling with being on an airplane and, in a metal tube at 40,000 feet with the, having babies at home that were young and traveling and all of those things. So I'm really grateful that I was able to work through all of that. And then what he said was, at least if and when you do leave WestJet, it's on your terms. It's not anxiety ridden. It's not, you're not struggling, you're in a good place. And so I really feel like I'm there. This is something that Joseph and I have talked about. We've basically had to balance, and build a budget, which we've never really done before, just to make sure that this was a responsible decision for the family and for, having kids and stuff. I want to be responsible. I don't want to put us in a tough position, but traveling full time. So yeah, I've been with WestJet almost 12, I guess going on 12 years. And the company's been amazing. They've experienced a lot of growth, and I would be lying if I said that I was completely in line with the values of the company now. And that's not a slam against them. It's just I've grown a lot in the person that I've become. 4 years being on the road full time with the kids, and my life has just changed a lot. And so one of the things that I'm really embracing is, along with minimalism, is also just taking the time to really put your energy being very, I guess, I don't know what the best word is for it, but basically just being very honest and authentic with yourself and making sure that your values are in line with what you're doing every day. And I'm not a more is more person. And so the company has really transitioned, excuse me, from a very, sort of small airline that really took care of its people, and it had that, I don't want to say that the culture's lost, because that's going out there, and I don't truly believe that. I think the culture is within the people. But there, with that kind of exponential growth, comes challenges, and I'm just not I'm just not there anymore when it comes to, like, I don't necessarily want to work for a very large airline. I enjoyed time with guests, and that will always be my strong suit, is, customer service and being able to really care about people and take that time. And I think anytime you are trying to grow, like a major airline like that, it's, you've got to pump people through, and we're sort of losing that personal touch. And I really like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if, I end up, if I do a little bit of work here and there, I'll probably go back to like waiting tables and just doing stuff that I enjoy, where I can have that interaction with people. I really, really love that. I like to, sit and talk with people. But the other side of it is that we're really looking to grow our brand. Joseph and I love our full-time traveling life. We love exploring. We're really excited about the Oily Travelers. Our end goal one day would be to a couple of different things. One, we'd like to work on even more traveling and even more adventures, and really growing the brand, and to the point where we can like monetize our social media to continue, like our slogan is inspired to keep the wheel spinning, and that's very much from the heart, that we want to not only inspire ourselves, to keep thinking outside the box and keep going, but also hopefully inspire others to, it doesn't necessarily have to be sell everything and live in an RV and travel. That's not for everybody, but inspire people to realize that there are other alternatives out there. And if you've got a dream, or you've got something that's weighing on your heart that you really want to accomplish, or it doesn't necessarily have to be done. I mean, you make your decisions, and if there's something that you really want to do, there's always a way. Quite often we find people, well, I can't do this or I can't do that. Well, no, if you truly want to, you will, and you'll find a way. And we honestly believe that. So I think, part of it is hoping to inspire others. We'd love to start doing some public speaking and just talking a little bit about the lifestyle and RVing. Over the last 4 years, we've really accumulated some tools in our tool belt, to sort of help other people that might be looking forward to this type of a lifestyle, or traveling lifestyle, or RVing. I don't know. Maybe a book is in the works, but right now we're woofing. We've talked a little bit about this woofing, organic farming, and it's really hitting me in a spot where I love the sustainable living. I love that it pairs really well with the education for the kids. All of our homeschooling with the kids is, it's great to see them learning, where food is coming from, and learning sustainable living, which is really important to me. And I can't believe how much I'm growing, from my heart, like from the inside. I'm really growing into kind of a, I say it all the time, but it's a very simple life, but it feels good. And that's the greatest thing about it. If there's things that you want to do it. I think that's one of the struggles that I've been struggling with this decision, is that I'm so grateful for WestJet, and I think it's an amazing company, and it's given me so much opportunity, but I've grown and I'm not there anymore, and I'm really excited to see where this takes us. With me doing this, basically what this allows is that we will not have to hover as much around major cities. So we're hoping to really expand our traveling. Joseph can now just manage one schedule, which would be great, and fly in and out. And my new job description, aside from also homeschooling the kids and everything, but my two biggest tasks, one is to balance the budget, and two is to bring down our cost of living. So if I'm not going to work, that's such a relative term, but if I'm not actually going to a job and bringing in money, I was actually down to flying about 50 hours a month. WestJet's really wonderful with letting you drop your hours, provided you keep your sick days low. And so I would fly about 50 hours. So if I'm not bringing in, whatever that accumulated to, then I need to be saving us that money. And so with the woofing, and with a lot of, that we do a lot of house sitting and pet sitting, with all of that, we're going to continue that, and I'm going to find a way every month to be finding us alternative ways to live. So whether that is working on organic farms or pet sitting or house sitting, basically not spending, the $1,000 or $1,500 a month for housing. So rather than having to go to work and make that money to pay for that, I'm going to try and find alternatives. So that's kind of, excuse me, my new tasks. Will be the logistics of how we travel, where we travel. I've just actually looked into a ton of camp hosting for summers. There's actually some really great programs in all of our provincial parks and some of the national parks where you can camp host. So I will still be working my butt off. If anything, it'll be even harder. Sometimes the homeschooling, and the kids can be more challenging than going to work. But I will be finding ways for us to be taking on all these great new adventures. And if need be, I can stop and work along the way. But basically, I'm opening up our schedules to give us a whole lot more freedom for our traveling. So we're really excited about that. And I'm going to say farewell to a company that I've worked for, like I said, almost 12 years now. So it's kind of bittersweet, I've got so many great memories, but I feel like flying is different now with the family. We no longer necessarily go and do these fabulous Hawaii layovers and that kind of thing. A lot of times we are plugging away at high credit one days, which are great. They're very productive, but they can get very tiring. And yeah, I'm just in a different place. I'm so excited. I thought I would just share some of what I'm going through. Of course, I'm just looking here. I got an auto response that my manager is out of office till Wednesday. So I'm going to have to sit with this for a few days. But yeah, the letter is sent, and I feel really good about it. I'm really excited about where this is going to take us. I'm sad. There's so many faces that I'm not going to see and, cross paths with, which is sad. Our culture, our strongest asset at WestJet is the people. They're incredible, and I'm going to miss so many faces. But hopefully everyone will tune in online and stay in contact, and, and we'll meet up with people in our travels. We can't wait to see everybody. And that's it. Farewell, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just a little bit of my my heart while I journey this, while I navigate this journey, and say farewell to WestJet. So thanks, guys. Have a great night.